Hello and thank you for coming to my focus group. The initial idea of this is to find out which narrative film opening we want to do. I have 3 ideas, but the overall film is about a comet striking Earth, but instead it turns out that this man realises it's not a comet, it's instead a missile, an alien missile coming from a spaceship. But the theories that we've got down here are to suggest how he does this. So I'd like to know your views on them. Idea number 1. The beginning of our clip begins with man eating breakfast while watching a news programme. The news programme says that they are dealing with the comet. Cut the clip to an alien dead hand flopping on a launch button. So this suggests that the aliens on the spaceship are actually dead. So it doesn't go into the whole sci-fi situation. And then there is a fade to black where it then cuts to a man looking out of a telescope who realises the comet is unnatural and runs over to a bookshelf, starts flicking through books, manages to hack onto a military organisation and realise the situation is actually it's a missile from an alien, and then runs to the window and sees something blown up in the distance, and then at the end there's an extra long shot of the Earth with hundreds and hundreds of comets surrounding it. What do you think of that, John?
Well, it's quite. I think the bit at the end would be quite interesting to look at. If you manage to do special effects to do that, would be quite interesting. Yeah, it'd be okay. And also it's quite good because you start off with sort of like mundane thing with him watching the news, and then it gets escalated, so the contrast. That's very interesting. Depends what the others like.
Okay, thank you. Sarah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's a good idea to do. I agree with John.
What do you think is most fascinating? Is it the alien dead thing or?
Yeah, But why would he look through books so much it's sci-fi?
Because he's got to establish that it's a missile. You can't just go look at it and go. That's a
Does he
missile."
look at it?
Yeah, he's in the telescope.
Yeah, but if you say you're looking at one, and then you say at the end there's like thousands of them.
Excellent point. We'll come back to that. Hannah, what do you think of it?
Overall, I think it's very good. I think it's very different. I think, like past sort of disaster movies haven't been like that. I think it's very good. Very different.
I like the idea of the daily routine. It's unexpected, and then it kind of turns into the disaster.
Very good.
Okay, so we'll go on to the second one. Now we've heard about it. The second idea is that we start the opening with a shot of a poster, which is saying the government will stop this comet or something like that, and the poster blows in the wind. We are then cut to a shot of again the alien hand pressing the launch button, and then a quick cut to the man riding on the bus, realising a CD has dropped on the bus floor. He picks it up, examining it, thinking that it's music or something, then takes it home, puts it on his computer and realises that it's actually, again, the military defence organisation thing that shows what the comet actually is. And then begins to flick through books and looks at the telescope and runs into the window, sees the explosion in the distance. And again, there's a cut to the extra long shot of space with hundreds of comets surrounding. What do you think?
Well, I think it depends what, with the sort of poster, it's more of a, from like a visual thing, it looks more interesting than just, it's kind of, more interesting than a poster blowing away, kind of symbolic of disaster because it's all going away. Whereas way more interesting than the breakfast thing.
easier to just use it like a straight one than even reading a newspaper.
Which is more effective, the news programme on the TV or the poster? What do you think?
I watch it on the TV. Because then you can actually see like the comment movie like instead of just being stationary.
Anna, what do you think about this?
I personally prefer the first one that you said. I think it's a bit more different and I think probably a bit more realistic. If you can have an alien being realistic. But I think I prefer the first one.
I agree with Hannah as well, it's a bit unrealistic. It's like you find a seal on the floor and there's something to do in the text.
Well, the military have lost personal CDs before in real life. So.
Yeah. I prefer the first one.
Yeah.
The third and final one. This starts with a man hacking into the military defence system in a low-key room lighting. We see a close-up of his facial expression and the surprise on his face. He rushes over to the window and peers through the telescope, and there is an extra long shot of an alien spaceship in the distance. There is then a cut to an alien a cut to an alien's hand that falls on the launch button, and then cuts to a comet firing approaching the Earth. The man rushes back over to the computer, scrolls down and sees a timer, pans right, and the comet strikes, screen blacks, and the title appears. What do you think of that one, Tom?
Well, I think, yeah, again, the first one's more and more realistic because it'd be nice to have a sort of a setting up, the setting the scene really, rather than just he's hacking into it, and you'd like to see sort of motivation, why is he doing that? Unless you can sort of flash back to why he hacked in after that start computing. This is yeah. So long as you have some sort of motivation, I quite like it. But apart from that, I like the first one more.
So yeah, for the first one, because that one, you don't know why he's doing it. He's doing it to do it.
Yeah.
Like you don't, and then you don't. Is he a scientist or not, or is he just a?
Yeah, he's a UFO geek type person.
So then, if he wouldn't be there, then wouldn't he be plenty of them?
So do you think it's better that we introduce the comet first and then...
Yeah.
What about you, Hannah?
Yeah, I think I still prefer the first one. I think probably that one's a little bit more confusing. There's a lot more different things.
I think I actually like the third one because it's a lot more suspense to it. And because it's like got a timer, kind of balancing things, something's always about going to happen, you kind of realise it a bit more. Whereas the other bit kind of builds up with a plot. And because it's an opening scene, but like have an impact on it.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, that's quite a good idea because you can then like for the rest of the film, even though you're not doing it, you can like go back to where he sort of like motivated to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. That's been really helpful, actually.